So I know when you're not getting clients, it can bring up a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety. And the idea of even looking at how things are going to progress or what's going to happen with your finances just brings up so much illness in your stomach that you just kind of want to check out. And so anything where you sit down and look at marketing techniques brings up that reality for you. And so you end up not wanting to market because you don't want to not have clients, and it just all gets jumbled up and confused and scary. So we're going to talk about marketing for a minute, and you guys are going to watch the water so that hopefully that helps you feel calm and relaxed for a moment as we have this conversation. So here are the things to know. If you don't have a clear message, clients aren't going to know what you do, okay? And for some of you, you have gotten that clear message together, which is fantastic, and you still don't have clients, right? So the very next step that you have to take is you have to get that message out into the world. And this is where I see a lot of therapists kind of get stuck, because we're not sure how to share in a way that feels authentic to us. We're not sure how to share in a way where we don't feel like we're salesy or we're saying like, look at me, because you're not that way. I get it. Like, you're about your clients, and that's important. And yet your potential clients can't see you unless they can see you, right? So today I want you to really think about ways you have learned about other people, ways that other people have introduced themselves to you that felt really lovely and authentic, places where you felt like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I found that person, okay? I want you to list out at least 5 different ways that you've met another business owner, a service provider, whatever it is, that felt really, really good, okay? And I want you to spend some time like really exploring how much of a relief it was to find that person. And then maybe even take a moment to think about what steps went into that happening. Meaning, like, let's say you say, well, it felt so good when Sally recommended me to my awesome Dr. Frank. What happened for Sally to have met Frank in the first place? You know, sometimes it's so easy to just think about, you know, person-to-person referrals and how that all happens. But first, Frank had to get his message out to Sally, right? And if Sally heard about this from Mary, Mary had to have heard about Frank. So what is that first step in getting your message out there and really sharing what you do? And if you don't understand the technology of it, if you don't understand the online marketing piece of it right now, that's okay, but that's also not an excuse. Because guess what? Old school still works. It's a lot more work. It is incredibly a lot more energy, but it also means that you get to do more of what you really like, which is relationship building. So here's the deal. For every 100 people who hear your message, somewhere between 1% and 2% will respond by referring you clients or by becoming a client themselves. So that means if you get on the phone and you talk to 100 people this week, odds are you're going to get a new client, right? Wow, that's a lot, right? That's a lot to do. However, for those of you who feel like you're stuck, you're unsure, I bet you know 100 people. I bet there are 100 people who'd actually really like to just get on the phone and like hear from you and hear how you're doing. So get on the phone with people and be authentic and just check in with how they're doing. And guess what? They'll want to know how you're doing too. and be honest about your message and what you're passionate about, and let them know that you're taking new clients, and that if there's someone, how that works and what that process looks like. So anywho, this message is getting really long today, so I'm going to cut it off here. But again, make sure that message is super clear, and then go out and start to share it. Don't let your anxiety over not having enough clients right now keep you from doing this, taking the steps that you need to take in order to have a wonderful, lovely, thriving practice.